Here we are on the passenger side of my 77 C10, and I've made one initial cut here on the rocker panel. I didn't mark or anything like that. I know that this section of panel that I cut out is going to get removed anyway, so I just cut it out to see what I'm looking at. You can see I even whittled out a little bit of the rust in there. I still haven't cut off or drilled out the spot welds on my cowl panel. I'm debating whether I even need to do that on this side of the truck. I've got some really pretty solid metal. You can see right there, that's where the rust starts. But further up, the metal's real solid. It's hard to see in the video, but it's even shiny underneath this old seam sealer. So I'm trying to decide at what point, where along the floor and the kick panel do I need to start cutting. Because it's quite obvious that I do not need to replace the entire panel like I did on the driver's side. So I'll figure out where I'm going to cut it, and that'll determine if I need to remove this outer cowl piece. Okay, so I'm getting here. I'm cutting off the outer cowl panel. I decided to do it just to give myself some more room. It's real easy, especially this area here on the firewall and up here on the front, and even down here on the bottom. It's real easy to get to. The hard part is getting to this seam right here that butts up against the cab. It's just real difficult to get a drill in there to cut that, to drill those spot welds out. So just to let you know. And here's the cowl piece removed. I just wanted to point out some of these spot welds I didn't even have to drill out. There's one particularly right there. You can see another one right there, and there's a few more down here towards the bottom. They just popped free. I guess they weren't very strong to begin with, or they were just fatigued over time. I mean, this is a 34-year-old truck. So just to let you know, I mean, if drill one out, stick a screwdriver in there and kind of pry on it, and some of these actually might just pop free and you don't even have to waste your time drilling them. Here I just want to demonstrate the invisible rust, the rust that you can't see when you've got a solid panel in place. This is the outer portion of the outer rocker panel that I just cut off. This is the original, of course, and you can see everything underneath it is pretty well rotten. You can certainly see a lot of that from inside the cab, but once you get these panels cut off, you can see how much cancer is really behind there. And just like I mentioned in one of my videos where I was repairing the rust on the driver's side, the first step in this process is to fit your outer rocker panel in place. Just make the cuts and make it fit. You don't weld it in place at this point. But as you can see, we're getting close here on the front. I still got a whole lot of cutting to do here towards the back. I haven't even begun to cut that out yet, so I got to cut all that out, and then I could get started doing the inner rocker panels. Okay, I've got the kick panel completely drilled out and removed, and as you can see, I've got good metal up here in my floor pans. It wasn't like this on my driver's side. I had to replace the rust, or the floor pans, all the way up to the toe board here. But on this side I don't, and so what I'm probably going to do is cut my floor pans straight across right about this area, and just not cut all the way up because I don't need to.